Hi there, it's Nicole for Lawn Fawn, and today I have this pop-up card featuring one of the brand new pop-up add-ons from Lawn Fawn. This is the Little Town pop-up, and this is so fun. It works great with the Stitched Hillside pop-up that was previously released, and there's several new ones. There's flowers, there's grass, and they make creating some really cute pop-up scenes on the insides of cards so super fun. This is a birthday themed card that goes from the front to the inside, and the front of the card will feature the little girl on the bike from the Bicycle Built for You stamp set, and then the inside will have the little boy. I am pairing the Little Town pop-up that's going to be on the inside of the card with the Little Town border on the front of the card, so everything flows together really well. In order to create this, I am using the large stitched rectangle die cut from the Watercolor Wishes pattern papers. I've got the blue for the background, and then I've got this green border here, die cut with one of the Stitched Hillside border dies that coordinates with the Little Town border. And what I'm going to do is die cut the Little Town border from white cardstock, and that's going to fit right behind this grassy border. And then I'm going to simply die cut the Little Town border from several colors of Lawn Fawn cardstock and trim each of the houses and piece them together to make a colorful little house border. The great thing about this is I'm going to have tons of leftover little houses. I simply just put all of these little scraps in a file by themselves so I can use them for additional cards later on. I really like the look of customizing each of the little houses with its own color. One of the great things about the Little Town pop-up add-on is there's little rectangles in this that you can die cut from a contrasting color of paper. In this instance, I'm going to use the sticky note Lawn Fawn cardstock and create the look that there's lights on in each of the houses. You could die cut that from any color to put it back behind the houses, just so that it kind of finishes it all off. So I laid them there, seeing if I like that. I did. So I am going to go ahead and start attaching all of those. I attached all of the little houses with some either glue dots or a liquid adhesive. It just depended, I guess, on what I grabbed at the moment. I think everything here was attached with some little bling glue dots. You can see that I didn't necessarily trim them up super nicely. They're a little bit long because that's going to be hidden behind the Stitched Hillside border. So I didn't worry about it too much. Once I have all of these little houses pieced, I will go ahead and back the houses with my yellow rectangles. There's some long ones for the tall houses, some shorter ones for the smaller houses, and then the even smaller ones work for the Little Town pop-up. The back border for Little Town pop-up, the houses are slightly smaller than the ones for the Little Town border. Once I have that, I'll just snip off anything that might be overhanging the edges, go ahead and replace my Stitched Hillside border grass, and here's how the scene is kind of coming together so far. Also, I am using the new road borders. I absolutely love the Lawn Fawn border dies. Generally follow either the simple design, which is kind of that curved edge, or their basic kind of curvy edge. And they have dies in both styles. And I'm going to be using the road border here to follow the same edge of the houses down below. I have also die cut a rectangle from some purple cardstock from the Watercolor Wishes paper pad, and then used the stitched mountain dies to create the mountain range back behind the little houses there. It's just definitely building a scene before I add the little elements from the Bicycle Built for You. I am not going to be sharing the coloring for the images on this card. This is more a card showcasing the dies and background scene building rather than the coloring. For my little road there, I die cut the solid road border from sunflower cardstock, the road itself from storm cloud, and layered it one on top of another. Then I'm going to slightly curve the first part of my greeting from the Bicycle Built for You stamp set and stamp it along the top edge of the road with Versamark ink and heat emboss that with some white embossing powder. I'm making sure any little flecks are removed before I heat set that. I don't want any little white flecks anywhere. And then I'm going to create some little dots with a white gel pen so that the remaining greeting on the inside will finish off the birthday greeting here. Some little snow caps, since those mountains are in the distance. Die cut from some smooth white cardstock. I am going to attach the mountains directly to the sky background and then the little town border with foam adhesive for just a tiny bit of dimension there. And there's the front. So now I'm going to go ahead and work on the inside scene, and then I'll finish both scenes with the bicycles and the little kids. I'm going to finish my greeting first while everything's flat with beautiful birthday. And then I'm gluing my houses in place. I die cut both of the Little Town pop-up add-ons from some of the green cardstock. And I'm being a little more careful with my piecing for this one and trimming the houses from the cardstock and gluing them in place. It just worked easier for this one. I probably could have done that for the front of the card as well, but I did the front first. I learned as I went. Once I have those both in place, I have another rectangle for the sky to place on the inside of the card because I want this to be just as pretty as the front. So again, that same watercolor wishes for the sky, another mountain range. And then I'm going to take the pop-up and I'm going to attach both of these Little Town borders to the pop-up panels. We'll start with that and then score the line to attach the pop-up to the inside of the card, as well as those two little tabs at the top, so that when you open the card, it pops up. I just love this die. It is so fantastic for creating some really awesome pop-up scenes inside your cards. So go ahead and fold along that score line. I'm going to use a bone folder to make sure it's really well and scored. Put some adhesive on that bottom flap. Then that's going to go on the bottom right below the score line of your card. Then I like to fold it all down, put some glue dots on those tabs, fold it and open it up, and there is the pop-up scene inside the card. Isn't that so fun? I just love these pop-up dies. I will go ahead and add some snow caps to the mountains here. I didn't do it on this card, but I think it would be fun to even add maybe a little sunshine peeking out from behind the mountains, maybe even a cloud or two or something like that. This watercolor wishes paper is fantastic because it's got that watercolor look, so there's some lighter white areas that I think kind of look like clouds, so you don't need a whole lot extra. That could just serve as a beautiful sky. I'm going to attach the front panel to the front of the card. So I've got my front and the inside. The scenes are completely built. I am ready for all the finishing pieces. I stamped and colored the boy and girl, 2 bicycles, 2 sets of balloons, and then a cat and a dog from the Bicycle Built for You stamp set on smooth white cardstock and colored them in with Copic markers. Even though I'm not sharing the coloring, if you're curious about any of the colors I did use for this, they will be listed in the supplies and on the coordinating blog post that goes along with this video. I'll build the scene up here with the girl for the front of the card first. Need a little foam tape for the back of the balloons. Try to figure out the best place for those, and I didn't really like that, so I'll position it so it kind of looks like it's coming from the handlebar of her bike. Then each of the boy and the girl are each going to have a little critter hanging out in the basket of their bike. The little girl is going to have a kitty, couple layers of foam tape on the back of that so it appears that the kitty's sitting in her basket. And that is going to be the front of the card completely finished once I get that little kitty in place. Then I can work on the inside of the card where I'm going to add the little boy. So again, I've got a bike. Go ahead and attach that right there next to the birthday greeting. Attach the little boy sitting on his bike. Have him holding his balloons. And then go ahead and attach the little puppy sitting in the basket. And that's going to finish off this little town pop-up card design, perfect for birthdays. Thanks for joining me today for this pop-up card featuring the Lawn Fawn Little Town Pop-Up Add-on Dies. The supplies I used for this card are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here are a couple more videos showcasing Lawn Fawn stamps and dies that you might be interested in. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.